In a world where you can have anything at a click of a button, you name it, you can get it. Food, clothes, that weird item that you simply don't need but you simply must have at 2 a.m. in the morning. Well, this is the world that we live in, instant gratification age. But what's the real cost behind all this? Well, it turns out to be much more than $15.99 on Shopee. Welcome to today's episode, The True Price of Instant Gratification. My name is Fran, one half of the Corporate Breakout Couple. If you're new to this channel, my husband John and I, we created this channel 2 years ago to teach people on topics such as financial literacy, money habits, money mindset, cost, budgeting, and much more because we are a financially free couple since the year 2020 at the young age of 40 years old. We certainly didn't get to financial independence by buying up everything that we see online or in the shops just on our whim and fancy. Today, I'm going to get down and real with you on the true price that you're paying when you give in to instant gratification. But before that, please give this video a like, share this video with all your friends, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Here's the kicker, okay? These spontaneous purchases, they feel amazing for like about 5 seconds and then poof, buyer's remorse. The key takeaway here is that every dollar you spent impulsively is actually a dollar that could have been used in a way that is more meaningful. Like for example, investing, saving, getting out of debt, and probably saving towards early retirement. Sometimes you don't even remember what you've purchased until it shows up at your door a few days later and you go, oh yeah, the item that I bought online. You know, I have a friend who purchases so many things online that she's almost embarrassed to see her delivery guy almost on a daily basis. You're scrolling through Facebook, you're scrolling through TikTok and Instagram, just looking at your friends' videos and videos of cute dogs and cats, and then suddenly, boom, this ad comes on and your mind goes, my goodness, I simply must have this. Before you know it, you've clicked on it, your credit card and your address is already stored in the app, so it's a seamless purchase, and 5 seconds later, this thing has been purchased. You know, I get it. It's very tempting to want to get the new iPhone 16, go and get new clothes from the new fall collection, new shoes, and the newest buffet in town. But here's the thing. Short-term happiness comes at a long-term cost. Every time you're dropping cash on things that satisfy your instant cravings, you're actually telling your future self, nah, my future self will figure out. But guess what? Spoiler alert, your future self is gonna be mad and worried and stressed. The key takeaway here is this. The things that you spend on today could actually potentially grow into much more tomorrow. Instead of spending money on Starbucks every day or buying that new iPhone 16, why don't you put aside that cash to buy Starbucks stocks instead or buy Apple shares? Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. You actually can't afford to buy Apple stock because Apple stock doesn't allow you to make that purchase of that stock in installments, just as how you're buying the iPhone 16. An iPhone 16 Pro Max in natural titanium, 256 gig, it only comes at a cost of Sing dollars 1899. But wait, it's even better. You can get it for $79.13 a month on a 24-month interest-free installment. Why not? In Malaysia, it's only RM 5,999, almost $6,000, less $1. But it gets even better. It's only RM 105 per month, up to 48 months interest-free payment with a credit card. No wonder you see people going crazy queuing overnight and the Apple stores are all packed, even in Bangkok. You see, what these guys fail to realize is that all these little costs that they think is little, it all stacks up because are they only just buying an iPhone? Oh no, they're not. They're also buying TVs, they're buying vacations, they're buying expensive restaurant meals, and it's all on credit card and it's all stacked on. Money is not the only thing that you're burning, my friends. Let's talk about time. Time is the only resource and asset that once it's gone, you can never ever get it back. But then again, people seem to be perfectly fine wasting hours and hours of their time. Binge watching, scrolling on TikTok, playing video games for 12 hours straight. It all feels so good momentarily. But what you're really wasting, you're actually wasting precious time, your own energy, your own resource. I'm sure you and your friends have said this before. Oh, this show is only 6 episodes. You start on a Saturday evening and you can finish it before bedtime. Or this show is very binge-worthy. One weekend will do it. Really listen to what you're actually saying. A Saturday evening until bedtime, a whole weekend burn, just for what? Gluing your eyeballs to a screen and watching mindless shows? Your excuse is that you work hard for 5 days a week, so your weekends are for you to relax, take your mind off work. But what you do instead, you turn your brain into mush by watching mindless shows all weekend. Fast forward 40 years later, you wake up at 65 years old, realizing that you've just wasted your entire life on Netflix, TikTok, Instagram, and other new social media apps. That love-hate relationship, that lovely gift that keeps on giving until you're buried in it. Instant gratification is like having a credit card that whispers, buy now, pay later, but with interest. And when that later arrives, it's just you and that mountain of debt, leaving you wishing that you never bought that one dumb thing. But you know what? It's very strange because after you wish that, you go out and you buy another dumb thing. Credit cards can be an incredible tool when it is in the right hands. And if it's in the wrong hands, then it is used for fashion, the latest iPhone, shoes, which then just leads to disaster. So how do we escape this madness? How do we reclaim back our lives from all these impulse buying and time-wasting activities? Firstly, set clear financial goals. When you have financial goals, it is then easy to direct your money towards that goal rather than directing your money towards instant gratification items. Develop self-discipline. You know how it's easy for you to forget the video that you just watched 5 seconds ago, or the picture of your friend vacationing in Greece and you watched it, you saw it, and then you scroll on past? Well, actually, impulse spending is just like that as well. When you have the self-discipline to just look at it, scroll past, your mind will instantly forget it in the next 5 seconds. If you really want that item, wait a week or 2 and see if you still really want that. If you still really want it, create a budget and make sure that you actually have the funds to purchase that item and not just swipe your credit card and put that item on your credit. This is something I cannot emphasize enough. Track your spending. Every single dollar that goes out. If you were to track every single dollar that you spend, and I really mean every single dollar down to the last cent, you will actually see that it doesn't take a lot of money for you to actually survive in this world. Focus on long-term value. Ask yourself before you purchase this thing, will this thing still matter in 2 years, 5 years? If the answer is no, then skip it. Don't buy it. But then you don't know how to handle all these dopamine hits that you're craving for, right? That feel-good factor when you hit that purchase button. Well, how do you deal with that instead? Well, let me give you some tips. Craving that hit of dopamine when you purchase something or when you binge watch, it is actually an addiction, and it is something that will create negative effects for you in the long term in terms of time wasted and also money. This is the reason why you need goals in your life. You need something to direct your energy and your attention to. When you're bored and aimless in life with nothing better to do with your time, that is when all these addictions kick in and then you start to crave something to do. So you take out your phone, you scroll on social media, and that's when your brain goes, aha, it's time for that dopamine hit. Let's buy something. Or you turn on your TV, you watch Netflix, and then something says, okay, let's waste my time away by watching 6 hours of TV non-stop. Instant gratification is really sneaky. It promises you quick happiness, but what it really does is to rob you out of your future. It not only robs you out of your financial future, it also robs you out of your precious time and energy. The ability to delay gratification is just not about money, but it's really more on your personal growth. You will become a better you when you delay gratification. If you want to really make something out of your life, don't follow the masses. The masses is where social media focuses all their attention on, and it seems to be working. Carve out your own path, and that starts by delaying gratification first. If you were to practice delayed gratification over and over again, over time, you'll see that your life will start to improve, not just financially, but in terms of time as well as energy. Will it be difficult at first? Of course. Is it as simple? Of course not. Just like how a cigarette smoker quits smoking, there will be challenges along the way, but the rewards are immense. If you enjoyed this video and you want more, we actually share more of such topics in our free masterclasses that we hold several times a month. Come and join by clicking on the link below. If whatever I've said so far has given you some food for thought, then comment on below on how instant gratification has cost you. Hit the like button for this video, subscribe and share it out with all your friends and family. We appreciate it very much, and we'll see you again in the next video. Bye!